The Allen Band campaign is officially launched.
Now we can all be part of making free senior monitoring a reality. So let's compute this.
Thor Schrock returns. He's here with his dad, Alan. Good morning.
Hi, Thor.
Yeah,
It's nice to meet you, Alan.
Heard a lot about you, Alan.
Yeah.
And I heard even more yesterday. I was listening to the radio show, Thor. But Alan, can you take us back? What exactly happened that triggered the whole Allen Band thing?
Well, I was doing normal chores, getting water and going to the bathroom and coming back. And on the way back, I felt my knee going out. So I have about a 30-second notice, and I found a chair to sit in. And then it didn't come back like it usually does. And when I tried to get up, we went down, and my nose was pressed into the corner of the room. And my head hit the bottom of the cupboards, and I was trapped with my arms under me like this and my knees up against my elbows, and a 40-pound chair fell on top of me.
You stayed there for several
24 hours.
24 hours. What were you thinking, Alan?
Well, I was greatly afraid that I was going to drown in my own blood, because I knew my nose and mouth were bleeding profusely, and I was just glad I wasn't feeling sick at the time. And I thought, well, I guess this is where I buy the farm. So
We're glad you're okay now, doing better.
Thor, what happened? Did you find him?
Actually, the VNA saved his life. He has equipment at home that he's supposed to weigh in on in the morning, and he didn't weigh in that morning, so they got concerned, so they called, and he didn't answer the phone. And, you know, he always has his phone clipped right here on his shirt. It's a little flip phone. He keeps it right there, and if he doesn't, he always answers that phone. And if he does, he didn't answer. So they sent a nurse out, knocked on the door. He didn't answer the door, so they called me. And then I went over there. I had a key. I went in and found him.
You were, to say it was a difficult time for your family isn't even fair. But in the wake of all of that, you wondered, what could I have done, or what could be done next time, not just for your family but others. So how did this band come about through all that?
You know, I was in the hospital with my dad, and you know, the doctors were telling us he has a 33% chance of survival. You know, it opened a lot of knowledge that I wasn't aware of before. When people over the age of 65 fall, 1 in 3 seniors fall every year. But when they're over the age of 65 and you fall, after an hour on the floor, your muscles start deteriorating, and it's not like a little bit of soreness. It's like a cartoonish breakdown, where my dad lost almost 50% of his muscle mass in 24 hours. And all those broken down proteins get into the bloodstream, and when you have a heart condition like my dad does, your kidneys don't work quite right, his liver function started to go down. So they kept telling us at the hospital he's going to look like he's getting better, he's going to be healing, but inside he's dying. And so don't get your hopes up, kind of thing. And it was, you know, unreal. So I'm sitting there next to him, you know, helping him eat and helping him do everything he needs to do. And I'm looking at my little Microsoft band. I just got it at the time. And like all these sensors, you know, it can check my heart rate. It can tell me how far I've walked. It can count my calories. It tracks my sleep. Why can't there be something like this for seniors, that instead of tracking how many steps they take and how many calories they burn, what if we could just track inactivity? Because if my dad would have been wearing something like this on his wrist, and it detected he was immobile for, say, 4 hours, it could have buzzed and asked, "Are you okay?" And he couldn't push a button because his arms were up here, so he wouldn't have pushed a button, and I would have gotten an alert after 4 hours that my dad was immobile, and then I would have called him, and I would have cut that down by 20 hours, which would have eliminated most of the muscle wasting. It would have been the difference between a 4-month recovery between hospital and rehab and maybe a week stay.
Yeah, time.
Yeah.
And fortunately, when you got this idea, this concept, most people would say, it'd be a great idea, but you took action. You're like, I'm going to develop this thing. And so you've got it named after your dad. It's called the Allen Band. Where are you at in the process and the development of this thing?
Actually, it's really exciting. We're in the prototype process. So we have a factory actually working on the designs for the prototype. We actually started them early because our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign is going so well. I just went ahead and opened the wallet. We don't have that money from Indiegogo yet, but I opened the wallet and said go. So I'm going to wire transfer that money today so they can start doing the CAD drawings. But basically, the Allen Band, the device, the Allen Band, needs to be prototyped first. Then it will come, they're going to make a handmade prototype. They're going to give us 3 different designs to choose from. So we'll be posting those on our Indiegogo campaign page, and you can tell me which one you like best. And then once they make the hand-built, handmade prototype, we'll approve the design, and then they'll make the injection molds, and they'll make the actual testing prototypes. And so we need prototype testers. We need seniors like my dad who will wear the device and have it track them. And if they have an issue, we can monitor and make sure it performs. You know, we need to raise some funds to get all this done, though. It's not cheap. In fact, the prototype, just making the prototype, the handmade first prototype, is $27,750. Wow.
And that's not going to be the cost once you get these things made.
No, the cost is going to be closer to $100,000 when everything is said and done. So this is our Indiegogo campaign page. As you can see, we're just humbled and overwhelmed. It's been up for 6 days, and we've already raised $17,000, which is 78% of our goal. Wow. So realistically, you know, we need the KMTV viewers to help us finish this off and get over the top so we can get that money and get this development going.
This is unique compared to other monitoring. Well, those are all services, right? With this, there is no subscription that once you have the device, that's all you purchase. There's nothing left after that.
So you buy the device, one-time cost. We expect the retail to be about $400. If you back our Indiegogo campaign, it's $390 or $350. And you can pre-order your Allen band, so you can get one when they're out, and you'll get them before they're released to the public. But the Allen band uses your home Wi-Fi or your smartphone's Bluetooth connection to monitor you. So you don't have any monitoring. There's no call center. It's all done by a cloud server on the internet. And the caregivers that get alerted, so if my dad would fall and he's wearing the Allen band, I would get an alert through a push notification on my phone or a text message saying, hey, Dad needs help. And I would call Dad and say, oh my gosh, Dad needs help, and I'd be able to look and see all of his vitals. Here's his heart rate, here's his body temperature. You know, everything seems okay, maybe I should just go check on him. Or worse yet, you know, his heart's racing, his body temperature's falling. I need to call an ambulance.
Yeah. Your campaign is a huge success, but you still need some more people on board. Where do they go to contribute? We've got about 10 seconds left.
Absolutely. TheAllenBand.com. TheAllen band.com. Up at the top, there's a banner. You click on that banner. You can contribute anywhere from $1 to $10,000. But if you want an Allen band and you want to save that $50, the pre-order price is $350, and you get the first one.
Thanks, Thor. Alan, thanks for stopping in today.
It's great to see you. Good to see you on your feet again.
Yeah. So what's your risk?